Alright, so we are live. So what is up, guys? This is Mr. T coming at you live from NYC. Welcome back to Convos, our podcast over here at TimTalks. And hey guys, welcome back to another episode. And so, before I begin, I just want to say, hey guys, we are actually coming up in the world. We are now over 100 subs, and I am honestly not exasperated, but also just thrilled to actually see what's been going down over here on the podcast and on the channel. And I still want to give my heartfelt support and appreciation once again every single time to you guys out there for making this a reality. And just literally I'm literally bottled up with emotions sometimes whenever I look over at the counter, just because of the fact that, like I said, I think of this now as one of my passions besides teaching. And so from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you guys so much again for all your support. And again, I wish I had a better mic to really pick up the emotion. But like I said, my voice is kind of monotone. So again, please forgive me for that. But again, I still want to extend my heart and my support out there to you guys, as well as you giving it to me. And so, thank you guys. Seriously. And I'm absolutely thrilled to continue going on with the podcast. Keep on going, keep on improving, keep on being a better person. And just to want to say it out there that you guys are really helping me out, giving me the confidence and helping me make a difference in the world, because that's literally what I'm all about, right? And speaking of making a difference, so I actually was supposed to have a guest over here today. However, because of the time restraint that he had and the fact that he is in the military, if you guys are ever in the military, or someone who's in the military, for a fact that schedules are airtight. They're literally airtight. And the fact that he was able to just get down and answer the questions and send them over to me when I had asked them, that it really means a lot. And so I just want to extend my thanks and give my congratulations again to my friend. Sorry, why did I had a brain fart? So I want to give my support over to my friend Marc. If you guys don't know who he is, I'm gonna drop his icon right above my head, just because he's the one up top, and he's our wonderful guest over here for this episode in the spirit, right? So again, I want to thank him for having been able to send over these responses to me, and just for the fact that, for serving the nation, because that's literally what he's all about. And not a funny story, but just an awesome story is the fact that he was actually already very recently inducted into the U.S. Army, and so his initiation was completed. I believe he completed boot camp. I'm not sure where he's stationed, and in fact, I don't want to really disclose that. I'm only gonna disclose whatever it is that he said over here, because of the fact that some of the information he might say is kind of confidential. So I believe he chose his words very carefully for his responses. But nonetheless, I want to thank Marc for really taking the time to be able to do this. And just so you guys know that I'm going to be reading off his responses over here. So just know that if you're wondering where I got this information from, I got it from Marc, who is currently on deployment right now. And so I wish him for the best. I wish him the best of luck, much love. And, I always pray for his safety, like literally, regardless of whether you believe it or not. Like I said, as a soldier, it really means a lot to take the time to sacrifice yourself for the good of the nation, regardless of whatever country you're from. And so if you had taken up that role and taken on that duty, again, utmost respect. And this is out for those who want to join the military. And as you guys can read from the title, this is all about if you want to join the military, whatever branch you want, whether it's the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, and in the newly established Space Force. Again, it's totally up to you what you want to do there, but take it from a person who is actually in the military. Like I said, I haven't gone through the training. I know there's a lot of rigor, and I know there's a lot to go for when it comes down to being involved in boot camp. And I've seen the training for myself. Literally shout out to Business Insider, who had these really awesome documentaries and interviews with these wonderful servicemen from different branches within the U.S. nation. And so from that, I was able to get my basis as to what goes down in the military. And like I said, I give my shout out and my heartfelt respect to those who are serving. Like I said, you go through a lot even before being officially inducted and beginning to serve the nation. So again, from the bottom of my heart, I do have respect for all servicemen, and I give my utmost appreciation and support to them, regardless of where they are, where they came from. Again, being in the military is a clean slate. All right. So I went ahead and interviewed Mark. Again, his icon is right above my head because he's always on top. Actually, he's on top of everything at this point. And so I'm gonna go ahead and also transcribe whatever his comments are on the left side. And this is because, as I'm reading it off, sometimes I stutter, and sometimes I might misread some of the comments. And so if I ever do that, I apologize if the audio picks that up. But nonetheless, I'm gonna go ahead and have it transcribed and showcased over here on the left side of the screen. So just a heads up on that. So again, if you want to know exactly what it is that he said, I'm gonna go ahead and copy and paste that word for word just so that you can be able to see what it is that he's got to say. All right. So then I'm gonna read off the questions that I asked him. So I asked him, can you give some background about who you are, where you grew up, where you came from, and what are your interests, right? So just an introduction as to who Mark is and where he came from before he really got into the military, right? So he gave me this response. So I was born and raised on the island of Saipan. I've spent most of my life on island. Some of my interests are learning how to operate heavy mobility tactical trucks, or HEMTs, performing vehicle maintenance and baseball. So judging from this, like I said, he's also an islander, same as me. We both came from the island of Saipan, and then like he said over here, most of the time he spent his life on island. And then, like I said, I was really shocked when I found that he was already inducted into the military. Again, shout out to him for being able to make it through the training. And like I said, he's probably around my age as well, so he really had gone through a lot considering our gen. But our gen can do pretty much anything we want to at this point, right? So it says here that he learns to operate heavy mobility tactical trucks. I don't know what they look like. I'm just assuming they're heavy duty vehicles. I'm gonna go ahead and put up a photo right now just to give you an example. So it's probably these kind of trucks. Well, why am I say probably? I literally looked it up on Google, all right? But basically, these trucks, he is literally interested in learning how these work. And I'm assuming that's the position that he went for in the army, as probably a mechanic and working on engineering. And these vehicles, these aren't just ordinary vehicles. They can literally run over every single car out there on the driveway and still come in clutch, right? So literally, that is an awesome position, and that is an awesome responsibility to have. Again, to Mark, if you're hearing this, please stay safe out there. Stay safe out there, my friend. I know how those things work. And then baseball, I like I said, I learned a lot from my friends as I bring them on, and I didn't know that he was into baseball. So hey, that's awesome, and I hope you're getting along with your colleagues as well, right? Or in this case, your comrades, right? Okay, so let me get down to his second question. So what made you decide to go for the military? What is your status in the military as of this time? And again, I know that not all the details will be fully disclosed because, like I said, with the military, especially the US military, not everything is at your disposal. Not all the information can be disclosed for national security reasons, right? So again, this is what he gave me. And so I'm assuming from this point on that the information here is allowed to be disclosed, all right? So he said here this: I made the decision to go for the military because I believe that the military is a good profession, in my opinion. Besides that, I've learned that the military pays for your education, medical bills, and offers basic allowance for housing, otherwise known as BAH. I'm assuming that's the acronym that they use in the military. I'm currently under a trainee status. I recently graduated from basic combat training, and as of this time, I'm going through my advanced individual training, in which this training is based on the occupation that I've selected prior to my contract signing. All right, so this part I actually was able to read, but also the fact that I was able to tune into that when I watched that Business Insider video. So if you guys want to know the difference between the two, so again, basic combat training and advanced individual training. Now, it sounds straightforward until you really get down to being asked that question and wondering what it is. So basically, the basic combat training is only for a period of maybe 6 to 8 weeks. It really depends on the branch. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, or correct me if I'm wrong if you guys are tuning into this, and please, please let me know if I said something wrong or stupid, all right? I'm not afraid to take that all in because sometimes my information or where I find it can be kind of crappy, right? And I'm literally not searching it up right now, so I'm just literally going off of what I I remember, all right? So, with basic combat training, I do know that it's only for a period of a couple of weeks, and I also know that it's literally just the basic tenets and principles about whatever military branch that the person joins. And so every curriculum, every training program is different depending on the branch. So for example, I do know that in the army that there is a primary focus on land-based operations, and I know that in the navy there is more aqueous and more operations specifically towards the water, right? So that's just an example of a difference in combat programs, and that's what I can recall. So I know my friends in the army, so I'm assuming it's mostly land-based. And like you said here with advanced individual training, again, so what I can remember is that for those who are in certain and very specific positions, so some I know I was about to say weapons dealer, sorry. They were specializing in weapons. Some other people, some other servicemen that I know, and again, also recent graduates, kudos to you guys. I know that as well that some were specialized in logistics, some went for mechanics, some went for engineering, and so those are the quote unquote specialties that I believe Mark is highlighting. Just because of the fact that, with advanced individual training, you already know the gist of what went down in basic combat training, and so from there now you're honing in on your skills. It's kind of like when you're pursuing a major over in college, right? So you have the general requirements, the prerequisites, and then from there you go ahead and delve into your actual major, right? So if anything, college and the military is quite similar in structure, and it boils down to the very basic premise of how you start with the basics, you go on to the advanced courses, right? So, which is awesome as well. And again, if you're ever opting to join the military, again, like from his words alone, he literally said there that your education, your medical bills, and your housing, that can be covered by the military. You are incentivized to have those because of the fact that what you are sacrificing for the most, all right? And then going on to the third question, and also as we delve further and further into the interview, I wrote a lot of questions here. I'm gonna go ahead later on and play the soundtrack that I got, and so I hope you guys don't mind that intermission. All right, you can totally skip it if you want. And I'm gonna try and learn how to work out the timestamps because I know that can be very helpful, especially if someone wants to keep the train rolling and wants to hear more of the interview. All right. So again, I'm gonna try and work on those as much as possible. And like I said, the upload times may be random for different videos. And so if you don't see the timestamps yet at the moment, just know that like I said, I'm a one person show. I'm literally having to edit them all myself and with some consultation, but just know that yeah, it's a lot, right? But okay, back to over to Mark, right? So the third question I asked was, where is it? Sorry. So I asked, why did you decide to go for the army branch in the military? So again, guys, just know that branch is different from military, right? So when they say the U.S. military, there are 5 branches, okay? So the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, and the Space Force, right? And then each of their branches have specific special operatives. So in the Navy, they have the SEALs. In the Marines, they have the ops. I believe that's what it's called. And they have their own specialists, right? So again, be very careful because I know that's one of the tenets. Those were one of the questions that they ask regardless of whatever branch you join. I do recall that they asked that, and it's actually very simple to understand, but it's very simple as well to freaking mess up. And it happens. It can happen, right? There's a lot to learn in the military, all right? And then so what he put here was that he decided to go for the army because he believes that he can take on the challenges, and he also believes in the benefits, right? So notice how he mentions here that he decides to go for the army because he wants to take on the challenge, right? And that is actually the premise and, one of the important aspects of a good soldier, right? So for those who want to get into the military, and for those who actually want to pursue it and enjoy it, and not only reap the benefits but also to serve the nation, it matters most of all that you're ready and able to take on the challenge, right? Because just know that even though I'm not in the military, I do know that basic induction, basic training is something that's going to be it's literally gonna hit you hard, right? Not that I'm trying to scare you, but it's more like, things from there on, right? You chose to serve, and from there, they're gonna treat you as ready and able-bodied, right? Not ready to do battle, not at that point, right? But just basically that you are ready to tackle the challenge, all right? And the fourth question I gave him is, does being in the military give you a sense of fulfillment? And what I love is that he just had one word, right? And that one word was yes. Absolutely. I know that's two words, but he just put here yes. And so, without hesitation, that fulfillment, to serve the nation, again, that's awesome. And like, you have my respect, man. Mark, if you're hearing this again, just know that I know you're on the right path, and you literally went ahead with what's awesome for you, right? And I know you're gonna do awesome in the world, and I just hope and pray for your safety as always, right? And I think all of us here over at Convos, and over any of the other viewers out there, again, I believe we all believe the same thing, that our military is important. It's so gosh dang important, right? We can't always defend ourselves, but there are other people who are willing to do so, alright? Now, before I get into the last three questions that I got for him, that I had for him, I'm gonna go ahead and play this on the radio. Let me know what you guys think, and let me know how you feel about it, alright?
I get this feeling, I wanna run away, hit the highway and never look back. I wanna watch it fade away in the rear view mirror. Won't get lost cause I've been really off track. Lately been running, but I've not been going anywhere. I've been hiding without being found. I've been loving, but not been feeling anything. Been standing still, the world keeps spinning around. But when I see you, you make me feel like I'm alive. When I see you, I know I'll be fine. You are my lifeline. I get this feeling, I wanna run away, hit the highway and never look back. I wanna watch it fade away in the rear view mirror. Won't get lost cause I've been really off track. Lately been running, but I've not been going anywhere. I've been hiding without being found. I've been loving, but not been feeling anything. Been standing still, the world keeps spinning around. But when I see you, you make me feel like I'm alive. When I see you,
Alright, guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed that soundtrack. Again, shout out to the one who provided them. Again, their link is in the description. Please let me know what you guys think about this person. And please send your regards to whoever made the soundtrack. Again, it's baller, alright? So, okay, the fifth question that I asked for him was, what can you expect when one enlists in the military, alright? So, he wrote here this. When one enlists in the military, expect a lot of challenges that lie ahead as one prepares both physically and mentally for recruit training. Be expected to conduct PT sessions every week. Learn marksmanship, marching, facing movements, read maps, etc. Okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and break this down for y'all if you're not sure of, or if I read this too fast, alright? So he said there be expected to conduct PT sessions. And what I'm assuming PT, if I do recall, they refer to platoon. So platoon sessions. So guys, just know that if you're going to be in the military, don't expect to be Rambo and go solo, right? In fact, it's even a blessing that you got your comrades, you got your fellow soldiers there with you, because working together is how the military is all about. It's literally built on the premise that not only are you there to make an individual difference, but you're there to serve a nation alongside your colleagues, right? So just be aware of that there will also be times where you work alone, but there will also be times when you got your comrades right beside you, right? Marksmanship, you guys know that shooting, and not the shooting as in going all out and shooting up something, right? Again, it's more so towards learning how to handle the gun in the first dang place, right? And proper training. Sometimes people can be so trigger happy. Hey guys, just know that with great power comes great responsibility, and that goes as well if you have a gun or you own a gun or you're learning how to use one, right? Be very careful of that. Marching, facing movements, about face, right face, left face, parade rest. Man, I remember every single one of those, and the fact that I can still remember them on the top of my head, I can probably even do them like literally in the studio, but no one can be seeing that anyway, right? So read maps and etc., right? And then we're down to the last two questions over here. So I'm gonna go ahead and read those two, and they're pretty much the same in terms of what I'm asking and what I'm gonna disclose to you guys. All right. So I asked him, what advice can you give to someone who wants to enlist in the military? And also, what advice can you give to someone who wants to do something with their lives? All right. So these are the last two questions that I had for him, and I just wanted to put them together just because of the fact that they're pretty similar, and the fact that this is literally just a rinse and repeat of I literally just copied and pasted and just changed the words at the end, right? But you get two different responses, all right? And so his advice is this. So learn about each branch of service, then decide which branch is most suitable for you. And upon arrival at your recruit training station, never hesitate and always remember why you wanted to be a part of the armed forces, all right? So again, it's not just a matter of why are you there, but rather of why you decided that in the first place, right? And it sounds different. It sounds the same, right? Where you say, why are you there and why did you start there, right? But really, if you think about it, why are you there, right? It's gonna be a heck of a lot of different from why you started, right? For all you know, your purpose and your intentions have changed after basic training, right? But then, in the very end, it should remain the same, right? Why you wanted to be a part of it should reflect also on why you wanted to be a part of it at the end of your training, right? And that will tell you, and that will showcase to you just how far you've come as a person, all right? I must speak of that from the heart to know that that's literally how that's literally how progress is made, right? And he last said here, my advice is to talk to anyone such as your fellow peers, instructors, friends, and family members about how to make good decisions in life. Right? So, again, guys, when it comes down to life, and this is boiling down back to mental health, right? And this boils down to, anyone out there who wants to find something that they want to do in life, right? Regardless if you want to be in the military or you want to be something else. It's all about other people, right? It's all about where other people have gone as well and who can inspire you to do the same, right? Because when you're a child, when you're a little baby, can you expect that you are able to think for yourself as a child, right? No, definitely you learn from something or somewhere or someone else, right? That's literally the gist of life, and that's literally how you came about life, and that's how you're here now. Tuning into this podcast, pursuing your dreams, pursuing what you love, and all that stuff. Literally, I don't know if the mic is picking out the emotion, but um, literally, it's boiling down to the simplest premise of what do you want to do, right? Who can you talk to for help, right? And where do you go from there, right? Because of the fact that, what you come to love in life, you learn it from other people and then you come to accept it yourself, right? You know, those kind of things. And it takes some time for that to be revealed, right? And I know that. I felt that, especially when I remember when I was 18 and I was thinking about college and thinking about what did I want to do. And like I said before, I had the idea of wanting to be a businessman. But now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, ew, I don't want to do that. And not dissing any businessman out there, but just knowing that I would have been in a position that I didn't love. And that would have sucked because of the fact that I could have made a better choice. And now here I am wanting to teach, knowing that I'm not just saving lives, I'm saving little ones, like little children, older children, students, apprentices, different kinds of people who, just want to know something and just want to find something they love in life. And that's the thing as well, is that many people think that life is tied down to a purpose and all those things. It's not. It's literally not that. Where if you think your life was built and on a central purpose, no, it's not true, right? Kind of like my friend Marc, who I know that for a fact that he had other ideas in mind, but then he decided to go for the military. And an honorable and wonderful thing to do, because of the fact that he came down to, experimenting and seeing what the world has to offer, right? And I think that should be the mindset that other people should have as well. Is that in life, with all these opportunities, right? Why stick to just one thing? And why the heck do we gotta focus on something that other people are forcing us to be? And it's not true, right? This is a new generation, right? And even older people are getting on track with that, right? To know that maybe there's more to life than just this one thing, right? I literally had this chat as well with a tutie of mine. She is in her 40s. I don't want to disclose too much of her in detail, but she is in the education system and she has served there. Literally, it's a job in mechanics, right? Again, shout out to all women out there. You are taking on different roles, and I'm rooting for you guys, and I hope that you guys get the love and attention you deserve, right? But anyway, back to her. Like I said, with her, she was a mechanic, and I don't want to say too much of it. She was a mechanic, but she decided to go for her high school diploma at age of 40 and above. Fine by me. I mean, like, there's no hindrance there, because she literally came back to it, and then she said, hey, I want to do this, right? I have to do this, right? Because in the end, you learn, right? Learning is literally how people move through in life, right? And again, we're the new gen, we have a chance. And we have also got to give other people the chance as well. Regardless if we're younger, regardless if we're older, right? And I just want to summarize everything before I sign off. It's just that for those of you who want to be in the military, don't let fear stop you from doing the thing you love. That's a quote from the film Sing. If you guys seen that animated film, I highly recommend that. Not endorsing it, but it is an awesome thing to watch. Seriously. And so, those of you in the military, don't be afraid, right? Don't be afraid and work on what you see as your weakness. Because honestly, there's no such thing as a weakness. There's a room for development, but a weakness is just something that can hinder us. A weakness is just a word that can hinder our progress. It can literally do that, right? But if you think of it in that way, we won't know that it's actually an area for improvement. You can literally develop from that. So literally keep an open mind as well that, size, race, sex, those aren't limitations in the military, right? So know that if you feel that you're in your heart that you want to do that, go for it. Because there's always going to be someone to guide you because you're ready to make that sacrifice. You're ready to uphold that duty. You're ready to be out there in the world and make a difference, all right? To serve the nation and to serve normal, weird people like me, right? So again, your passion, your duty, it's entirely up to you, all right? And for those of you who wants to do other things in life apart from the military, same role, same idea, same concept. Don't let fear stop you and keep on pursuing what it is that you love, regardless of how you feel, right? Because how we feel will not equate to what we're going to feel later on, right? What matters most is to take the chance. What matters most is to experiment and try out things, right? Even I myself have trouble when things don't go my way. And I will clearly admit that, and I do feel that at times, right? And I'm ashamed to say that, but then again, I'm a person. If I can feel this way, other people have felt it too, so y'all empathize, right? So again, military is an awesome option. Anyone out there who wants to pursue something else, go for it. I'm rooting for you. Love you guys, and please keep holding on to what you love. Keep hoping, keep praying, and keep believing that you can be something in the world, because I cannot wait to see where you go from there, all right? And so that's gonna be it for this episode of Convos. Again, I'm gonna try and, as much as possible, keep the episodes to a minimum. Well, not the episodes, like the length, just because, I know you guys want to get back out there and do something, all right? But again, thank you so much for devoting your time. If you made it to the end of this episode, you're greatly appreciated. Seriously, all right? And again, I'm not the person who wants to start off with the subscribe or whatever. If other people do that, fine by me. But as for myself, I leave it to you guys to judge how you felt about tuning in, all right? So again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please like, share, sub, and much love. This was awesome. Marc, please stay safe out there, my friend. And please, we're rooting for you, right? Wherever you are in the world, I can't wait. I hope to hear from you again. I hope to see you again. And we are all hoping for the best for you out there. Please serve the nation well. And please, don't worry about what other people say. You are doing your duty well. And I cannot wait to see how far you go, all right? So again, guys, thank you guys so much. Much love. This is Mr. T signing off. Marc, peace out, man. And all of you guys, have an awesome day. And I'll see you at the next episode, all right? Peace.